Good evening, good morning, wherever you guys are in the world. Welcome to another session of Messages of Love from Above. And I am excited. It's been a busy weekend. Can't believe it's the Sunday evening. I, of course, go twice a day on Friday, Saturday, and this is the end of my little marathon over the weekend. And it has flown by. I can't believe it. But thank you guys so much for all the congratulations. I did put out a video for the 1,000 plus subscriber giveaway. And let me go ahead and I'm going to put it down here in the chat. So it's going to be a drawing for 10, a chance at winning one of 10 free personal recorded readings in a 1 hour. It's a 1 hour reading. So be sure to check that out. And you have a week. Next Sunday at midnight at the end of technically, I guess it's midnight Monday morning, but it's midnight at night on Sunday, Mountain Time. I'll close it off and grab all the names, and then I'll start picking 10 winners one a day. I'm excited. So be sure to check out the video to find out how you can enter that drawing because I'm excited. All right. So before we jump into the readings, I do, of course, want to send love out to the world. And if you'd like to join me, I would love that. Whether you're watching this on playback or live right now, we'll meet outside time and space because the love energy of above is outside of time and space. So we'll meet there and send it out to the world. So I'm going to take a deep breath to come back right here, right now. And just allow that unconditional love energy from above to flow down into our hearts and fill us up and out to the world. If any of you are in need of love right now for any reason, whether it's for the mind, the heart, the soul, the spirit, we also send it to you right now. Just take it in like a giant hug from the Creator of the universe. You are not alone. You're surrounded by a host of beings of unconditional love and light, guardian angels and spirit guides, loved ones on the other side, ancestors, just an endless sea of beings of unconditional love and light. You are never alone, and you are loved. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for joining me for that. And we will get into the readings. Let me just get my little desktop set up here. And we will take a look. Got quite a list going already. So we will jump in. And we have Rushi Lahori is up first. And if you haven't checked out the winner video for last week, you might check that out. All right. So we will get started here. So Rishi, you want to know just why you didn't get due credit for your work at KPMG. All right. Energy's already flowing. I'm starting to warm up. All right. So Rishi, why didn't you get credit? Okay. So you do have the universe card here, which is like the world card in the standard tarot. And this is about an ending of a cycle. You also have the Ace of Pentacles, which is the new beginnings in the outside world. So I feel like the credit that you didn't get, this is an opportunity. It's like the universe is nudging you to uh, look at new opportunities. And I'm getting the picture of the eagle's nest. If you've ever heard of the eagle's nest story, where eagles, the parents build these nests out of these craggy, you know, pointy branches and all that, but then they pad the inside really, really comfortable. And when that's what put the eggs, and then their eggs hatch, and the little eaglets are in there, and they feed them. And then when it's time for them to fly, they start ripping out the comfortable things, because if it's so comfortable, they won't want to fly. They're like, "Hey, got room service coming and feeding me. Why would I want to go fly?" And so the parents rip that out. So it's like your life is designed to have comfort removed for it's time for you to start looking to fly on your own. So I feel like that is what is happening here, because that's what they're showing me in the head. And then Queen of Swords here too is about looking for higher truth, new communication, and also cutting away old thoughts and old beliefs and mindsets, and being open to new things, being open to new communication coming in about new other opportunities in regards to work, and other opportunities as well. So I feel like it was intentionally uh, designed for you not to get credit, not from these. It wasn't like individuals had something out for you. It's spirit going, "Brrrt, do not give him credit." It's like they distract them, they alter things so that you don't get credit, and it makes you go, "Well, what if there's something else out there for me?" And that's exactly what it's for. So that is the answer to your question, Rishi. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right, Jazz, you are up. And Kritika, you will be after that. So, Jazz, Capricorn's next action towards you. Let's take a look here and see what action here. Let me just shuffle one time here. So let's take a look. Capricorn, next action towards you. Whoa, okay. Yeah. It does look like here with the death, it's an ending, and then you have a new beginning. So I feel like whoever this Capricorn is to, that this is there's an end to this situation. Because you do have what comes after that is this new love. You have the Ace of Cups, so you've got new love coming in, and then Eight of Wands. It's passion too, so it comes in very fast after the ending. So I feel like their next actions are cutting things off, or they're ghosting, or they head off in a different direction. And but then almost right immediately as you're walking them away and you turn over, it's like, oh hi. It's almost like fast, it comes in fast. um they are saying, though, even though it's coming in fast, take your time, you know allow yourself to take step by step. Even though it comes fast to you, it doesn't mean you have to go into it fast. Take your time. That's the important piece I feel for you, is like the courting process for you. Interesting. I don't use that word a whole lot, but the courting process of getting to know someone step by step instead of rushing in is an important piece, because you get to deal with your differences in small pieces. But when we rush into it, you have to deal with this whole flood of differences all at once. And so, of course, the more peaceful and usually successful way is piece by piece, right? And so that's what they have for you, Jazz. So that's the message for tonight. Many blessings to you. All right, Kritika, you are up, and then Jessica Sample, you're up after that. So, Kritika, I want to know about your future spouse and future in-laws. How do they treat you, and how is your married life? Okay, let's take a look here at what they'd like you to know. Okay. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I like this. You have the Ace of Cups coming in. It came flying out, and I had just shuffled it too. So you have the Ace of Cups. So you do have this new love, and I mean, it is 10 of Cups. It is fulfilling and overflowing with emotion with the 10 of Cups. You also have the Sun, which is one of the brightest cards in the deck. So it's very successful, very abundant, very bright, and just you know, victorious. It just feels like you're out under the sun and you feel warm and full. And you also have the Page of Coins, which that would be, new opportunities also in the outside world. And so I feel like when this comes in, it also allows you to have this like an opportunity to do something, like maybe they have like a family business and there's something that you're given an opportunity to help with, and so it allows you to learn and to grow, and it's exciting with all of that. You asked how the future in-laws would treat you too, and you've got the Six of Wands, which is about recognition and welcoming and victory again. So I really feel like overall, it's a wonderful change, a wonderful difference. Almost it feels like night and day. You have the Six of Swords here, which is the movement of old thoughts and beliefs to new ones, and that's what I feel with this situation, with this marriage, is that you're like, "Oh, I didn't even think it could be this way." You're like dropping so many expectations and so many preconceived ideas about how it would go and how it's supposed to go and should go. And a lot of times they're like, you know what? These things, that's tradition. We do that, but we're doing it this way. And it's very different for you, which you're kind of like, this is too good to be true. Am I being punked? Where's the cameras? Is someone playing a joke on me? But it feels so different and bright and victorious. So I really like that for you, Kritika. So in the meantime, like they always say, while you're waiting, work on your self-love, work on your expectations, and open things up so that you are at that vibration to be able to accept this and move into this and attract this. So work on your self-love and open it up more and more and more so you could take in more and more and more, because they're going to want to give you a lot of love, I feel. So I really like this for you. So many blessings for you there, Kritika. That's what they have for you. All right, Jessica, you are up. That's right, KDP 1,000. Woo! Thank you guys again. I'm just stoked and blown away. I think I'm still kind of in shock that you guys have helped me get to 1,000 subscribers already over that. It just grew like crazy. I had a goal of like, I'm gonna try to get it by this end of December, by the end of the year. And here at the beginning of November, it's like, boom, you guys are just blew it away. You're like, what goal? So thank you guys again. And make sure to check out the video for the 1,000 subscribers, so that you guys can have a chance at winning that 1 hour free personal recorded reading. So anyway, back to this. So Kashish, you will be after Jessica. So Jessica, will you be getting a job soon, and what can you expect this month? Let's take a look here. So what would you like Jessica know about the job here? Another card tipped over, but it didn't. All right. Okay. All right, very good. So I really feel like you will get in job soon. You have the Chariot card, which is victoriousness, victory, and movement as well. So I really like that. So that is definitely coming forward for you here. And what you can expect this month, I really feel like you also have the Knight of Cups. So there's movement, and with the Chariot and the Cup coming side by side, this is a lot of movement. You can see he's even moving through water. there's going to be some emotional movement for you in a positive way. And you also have the Queen of Wands. So a lot of fire and a lot of focus of your energies this month. And trust your intuition. You know, the Queen of Wands also has a lot of water. So you got a lot of water in this chart here, and you are a water bearer, Aquarius, but you have this ability to really connect to the spirit realm this month, as well. With all this water and all this movement, I feel like as things come and as things move, and you come up with these choices, the Chariot card really talks also about realizing your power of choice. And so with that wands having power and movement, what you focus on grows. You also have this ability to choose what something means, you know, what emotion you choose as you go through it, and also the story that you apply to anything that happens. And I feel like the rest of this month, there's going to be of course, there's always challenging things and wonderful things. And because this emotional waves, it's almost like they're showing me they're throwing water balloons at you, which are emotion, right? And they're like, okay, boom, and they throw it at you and it hits you. And then you're like, okay, like they're showing the example. I can choose to be mad right now, or I can choose to join in the fun. What am I going to do? I get to choose what it means. I get to choose what emotion I'm going to feel as I go through it. And I feel like there's just going to be these opportunities, and you're going to notice that you are able to choose differently than you would automatically react before. And I feel like you've been working on this a bit, and that's how it usually works. Is we try to change a habit of how we're thinking about things and feeling about things. It's usually after the fact we're going, oh, yeah, I wanted to feel differently. I wanted to think differently about that. But I can do that now. And what I used to do was when I was learning that and that was coming in, I would re go through the same situation, but think and picture in my head how it would look if I chose differently about the emotion and I chose differently about what a story I was going to put to it. And that got my mind and my body and my just my essence used to that. When this kind of thing happens, this is what I feel, even though I was doing it post, you know. And then it got to be where I was going through it, and then it would be like, "Oh, wait, I could choose differently right now." And then I would sometimes, and then I wouldn't sometimes, depending on how I was feeling in the moment, right? And then it became where it became more and more a power to do that. So I really like that for you. I feel like that's what's going to happen here. So when a water balloon comes and psh, just know that it's an emotion that's hitting you, not a real water balloon, of course. So when something hits you, you can be like, "Oh, this is the water balloons." And see what you can do with that. Play with it. It's going to be a fun month for you. So I like it for you, Jessica. Many blessings. All right, Kashish, you are up, and Seo Shanta, you will be up after that. All right, there it goes. So, can your crush, Rafreet, sense that you have feelings for him? Uh oh. Let's take a look here and see if he's as smart as he looks. I don't know if he said that. Rafreet. Let's take a look here. Hmm. Okay, these two. You know, because the temperance card is here, and this is about balance and patience, and you know, it's almost. I feel like they're so uh, temperament is very calm, and but at the same time, there's like this magician and this five of wands, and I almost feel like this is you putting on this, not putting on a show, but it's like you have all this fire, and if he could pay attention, this is what he would see, right? That there's all this fire and these feelings, and then it's like this monk who is they're all meditating. You're like, "Hey, Hey. So I don't think he gets it with it all here. I feel like they're just kind of oblivious. It's like someone wouldn't know. He wouldn't know if he was being flirted with or not. I don't know if he's very much in his mind. Tell me a little more about referee here. Just take a look here. Yeah, yeah, he's more the emperor, very stable and very, all about the business. It feels like there. Yeah, because here's the emperor and then you're the queen of wands. Again, the fire, the whoosh, whoosh, and they're like da, 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 da. I don't think he can sense it. I think he's more mental, more in his mind, more all about the business of the kingdom. So I don't feel like he picks it up at all. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Sometimes you just have to do something, and I know it depends on, uh, different cultures have different, social rules and what's appropriate and what's not. But you know what the rules are, and you know how close you can escape to it, where you give them something to eat or give them a little cake of something, and just, a little note of encouragement or something, whatever's allowed, whatever you feel comfortable with, how close are you willing to go to that line? What do you got to lose? They don't feel that way, and you're like, "That's fine, then you'll, take those feelings, deal with it, and then, you'll move on to the next, adventure that you have in your life." Um, but you'll do it when you're ready, when your fears are outweighed by that you just can't take it anymore, you need to express your emotions. So that's what they have for you, Kashish. Many blessings. Right, Sio Shanta, you are up, and then KDP, you will be next. So, Sio Shanta, you want to know RC's current feelings toward me. Oh, by the way, cheers with the beautiful tea. I love that ginger ting. So, what are RC's current feelings towards you? RC, okay. Well, it looks like you've got the Two of Cups, so there is some romantic emotions that are there. And you also have the King of Wands. I'm sorry, that's the Six of Wands, but yeah, the King of Wands here. So there's this recognition, there's this, they see you as someone that's accepted a lot by people. Like there's a lot of energy around you. I mean, you have this personality that people just are drawn to you, right? They just like, I think you have like the queen of wands energy, where you just walk into a room and you light it up and people just turn to look because they just feel your energy come flooding into the room, and you can focus and get things done. You have a great intuition, you connect to the higher realms, and they can just pick up this energy when you walk in. And he sees that too. He's just like, wow, you know, I'm not the only one that notices this. Um, and they have this type of energy with the king of wands. When it's coming to romance, it's or emotions and feelings, of course it's fiery because it's wands energy, but it's almost like it gets balanced out because of course all the kings get air as well. So he's very fiery, but he's also bringing his mind into it. He's not letting things get away from him. So it's very controlled, but it's there. It's like a very well controlled furnace. It's burning in there, but they understand how to bring it down, and they go up into their mind as well. So they have a good balance of their passion and their mind, which is good, right? They're thinking with their this brain up here, not just by their fire and their passion. So I like that, because they have this respect for who other people, how they look at you. And then also, of course, there's the Two of Cups. So there is emotion there. So um, I'm not sure if they're going to take action on that. Let me see if they, okay. Mm. I feel like they're going through a change because they have the death and rebirth card here, but there's also the hanged man, which is like the cocoon, right? So there's this pause that's happening. And think I feel like they're going through this transition in their life somehow, like out of a relationship or in the jobs or homes, or there's a significant change that's happening that has them just kind of like, let me get through this first. And they're just kind of, checking things out. So hopefully that resonates for you, Shanta, but that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings for you. All right, Katie P, you are up next, and Sparks, you'll be up after that. So looks like you have your actual my question and then your actual question. So let me see here. so you, some people don't believe in a spiritual world. Is it a gift? Why do some get and some don't? And your actual question is, are you reconnected with Jordan trying to love without? All right. Well, I'll kind of answer both because they kind of are unique, and then we can see how this applies to them. But um, the human side of us, of course, chooses the path that it wants to experience. And we're all mad scientists down here, having our grand experiment in our little laboratories. And so some people choose not to have that spiritual connection for all of their lives or part of their lives or um, all of their lives, almost all of their lives. And it's all a different experiment because without a spiritual connection and understanding that there's something more and something bigger. And I mean, I can't imagine. I would have killed myself at 22 because I was suicidal and I was going to end my life. But a spiritual presence stopped me. And so if I didn't believe in a spiritual world, I wouldn't be here right now. And so, there is different experiences, different things that people wanted to experience and differently. And we all chose it before we came down here. And so, an individual may not have that, and there's nothing you can do to force it because a spiritual experience or a spirituality has to come from the heart, not from the mind. And when we try to change people's minds, all we get is this hand that says, go away, because we don't like it. If someone came up to you and tried to convince you that spirituality was stupid and you shouldn't believe in it, you'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm convinced now. No, you would be like, oh, no. Let me tell you, right? So you've got this um, you've got this love for Jordan, right? And um, you want to love him without expectation, but there's expectation there, right? Because the hope that he'll be interested in loving God is an expectation. It's one of the rules of lovability and acceptability at the core, because if it wasn't, then you wouldn't care about it. But because there's something there that you need him to have this spiritual relationship, then really underneath, you're just kind of taking the folder that said expectations and just you put a little label over top of it and wrote on hope, even though behind it, it really is expectations. Um, so expecting someone to do something that you want them to do, it's realistic to want to experience it, but um, how there's an expectation is if it doesn't happen and there's disappointment, then there was an expectation. If there's it's hope and doesn't happen, then we're not, disappointed. It's just a hope. Like I hope I win Powerball and it doesn't. I'm like, oh, okay. Did I really have an expectation I was going to win? If I did, then I have a disappointment afterwards. Otherwise, it was just like, hey, I hope I win. And then it's like, no, I didn't. Okay. No, no harm, no foul. but so you'll know the root of it for you there. So I would spend energy looking into asking yourself questions for yourself, because that's the only thing that you can control is your expectations, your love for yourself, and your love for others. And it's like if you ask, maybe Jordan hopes that you would let go of your religion. If he's like, I think you're religious. I wish you'd give up your organized religion and start a disorganized religion. Is he asking too much? And then go, am I willing to become more open-minded about my spirituality? If he's willing to be open-minded about spirituality, not a religion, but spirituality, connection to, you know, um, the creator and the higher power, right? Because organized religion tries to organize everyone to believe the same way. And spirituality is about a personal relationship one-on-one with creator. It's I always look at it like a party. Organized religion is beautiful because it's how most of us find out about spirituality, right? But it's like going to a party and people invite you to a party and they because there's someone they want you to know and you're like, oh cool, and they go, you're gonna love them, and then go, but before I introduce you to them, you got to know that they kind of will get upset if you talk about this, and this is how it will be, and just be careful of this, and don't do that, whatever you do. And you're like, oh, okay. And then you meet them, and you're talking with them, and you're like, I really do like them a lot. And you're like, but you're thinking about these fears, these rules that they had told you about before, and then you're like, this doesn't seem like them. And you want to get to know them more. You're cautious a little bit, but you want to get to know them more. And then they go, hey, you want to go out for coffee? Just you and me. Let's go out and go get something to eat. You're like, all right, let's go. And then you go and over coffee, and you start developing this one-on-one friendship outside of the party. And it's not as shallow, it becomes deeper and more intimate, and it's one-on-one. And that's what spirituality is versus like religion. And he might have his own, unless he's an atheist, but even then there's something inside that they have this awareness that there's more. But it can be that um, usually find my friends who are atheists were because they had people that tried to force them um, to get into an organized religion, and then some of them didn't treat him very well, and he goes like, then they thought they were hypocrites because on out of one face they're all talking about love, 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 and then at the other one they're all "Brr, brr, 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 brr," to him. It's like, wait a minute, where's this love you're talking about, right? And so some of those things happen, and maybe that happened with Jordan. And the only thing that'll change anyone is love and living love. And I used to always say that because I used to be deep into Christianity, and I'm more, I didn't want boxes anymore. So I'm kind of just open to the love of the creator. But I used to always say when we try to, um, because they wanted us to go door to door, and they called it witnessing, where we go, try to get people to get to know God. And I'm like, wouldn't it be more successful if we had such wonderful lives full of love that people just came to us and wanted it? And that was my kind of approach to love, is be love, and then people want what you have. So that's what they have for you, Katie. And the card that popped out is the Seven of Swords, which the Seven of Swords says, what of our own thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets and our expectations are stealing from us things that we want. So it's kind of like what we're talking about. What of our own thoughts and our expectations are stealing opportunities and love and other things in our life, joy and peace, because of all these expectations we have. So, something to consider. There's never any pressure from spirit. They just bring information and answer questions. So, that's what they have for you, Katie. So much love for you and many blessings. All right, Sparks, you are up, and then Daisy, you'll be up next. So, first impressions of your mother-in-law meeting you. Okay, let's take a look here and see what they have here. All right. Well, it looks good here. You have the Queen of Wands here. So they see you as someone that has some really fire in you, some energy. You're energetic and active, and so she doesn't see you as someone who's lazy or um, that is just looking to um, have someone wait on them and all that kind of stuff. It really is this, you know it's like this is your mother-in-law and you're there, you're vibrant, you're at their side, you're assisting, and they see you as this person that's helpful and energetic and um like movement. um they're slow to make decisions, the mother-in-law, so she's still at the fork in the road. She's standing there going, okay, so I'm gonna take it all in. She's processing it all. Again, Knight of Wands, which is about movement and speed, and so I do feel like there's this the decision will come quick, even though she's it's in her mind. She's coming quick here because the Ace of Cups is here. So there is new love, and they see you as this loving person that overflows with love too. So it feels very positive. Like it feels like she's a thinker, she's an observer. She doesn't. I was going to say just isn't easily swayed. So she I will make my decision. I will look at things, but I like it because all the things that came through in there are very positive things. So I didn't say anything of like, she wasn't raising her eyebrow. It was more I want everyone to know it's almost like I feel like she holds a lot of power in the family. And so she wants everyone to sweat a little. But I think she's already like, I like her, but she's not going to say anything to anyone yet until it's her decision and her choice that she's saying it. So too funny, but I like that for you. So great, great information there. Great energy. So wonderful. Many blessings to you, Sparks. All right, Daisy, you are up. And then Queen Bee, you're up next. Will you meet someone new in love this week? Just a random question. Let's take a look here. What you got? Two cards that came up. Wow. Let's take a look here. Anything else? Well, you got the Knight of Cups, which is about the movement of emotion. And you also got the King of Cups, which is also about someone who is balancing their emotions. So, they're in the pursuit of the Holy Grail in love, and here they're offering love. And you have the Six of Wands, which is about recognition. It is about victory. It is about that. So I feel like you're going to have some uh, interest of love, and that's different, right? And let's see what they're meaning by that, because it's like um, I feel like you will uh, meet someone that is looking for love and I feel like there's a couple because I feel like there's one that's looking for one love, one that offers love, but I didn't feel like you were like, "Oh yeah, I'll take that." It's almost like you're just like, "Oh, thank you. I'm flattered, but no thank you." Yeah. Because you have the Eight of Swords here. I feel like you are working on looking at your expectations because your Eight of Swords is you're realizing your thoughts, your beliefs, and your mindsets that are making you feel blinded and bound and trapped is the like the Eight of Swords. So you're realizing, I feel like after this happens, because you're going to have two that you kind of just like, no, no, you just kind of not interested in them. And then you realize at the end, you reflect back and go, was I being too rough? Do I have my expectations too high? What's going on? And I feel like this is a time where you review that and you look at it and you're just like, because I feel like you almost turn them down without really getting to know them in a way. You know what I'm saying? And there's just something about them that it's not on your list or one of your pet peeves, like one of the expectations, and you're just like, oh no. But um, you think later, what if I got to talk to them first? What if I get rid of that expectation and at least I'm open to hear and interact with them? And that's the kind of feel like what you uh, that's why you have a brush with love this week. And I feel there's two. One I feel is just like going by and it's almost like they're like, I'm looking for a wife. Are you looking? And you're like, no, because they're like they're in a quest. And the other is this person that offers it. But but I feel like it's just going to turn you off in a way because of those things. But then you learn from it and learn through it for this coming week. So it's good. It's a good classroom. So it's good for you because I feel it's going to free you up for something else that comes later. So that's what they have for you, Daisy. So many blessings for you. All right, Queen B, you are up. And then Janice Kath, you'll be up after that. So, general reading for Queen B. All right. What else? All right. All right. Well, I see here you're doing some inner reflection here because you have the moon card, which is I kind of feel like you're looking at your reflection with the moon into the waters, right? And you are deep deep diving. I was going to say deep diving, but it's deep diving. Wow. I guess I'm getting tired, right? But you also have the strength card here, which is you're human connecting with your higher self. And that's why I feel like you're really connecting because the moon energy too is about connecting higher. So I feel like you are in this um reflective, inner reflective mode right now. And I feel like it's because there was this conflict of beliefs or these conflict of expectations recently that brought up these thoughts and these beliefs and triggered you to kind of question some things about your life and about what you're wanting and where you want to be headed because you do also have the star card that popped up which is about wish fulfillment and I feel like that's what you're looking at is like what do I wish, what do I wish, not what everyone is telling me I'm supposed to wish, but what do I wish? And I feel like you are doing a little bit of wishing upon the star because you do have the chariot card that is coming in here too, which is about decision making and that you have these choices that are up in front of you and there's this movement that you want to make with these choices and I feel that you do because you have the 3 of wands here which is all about change of direction. You were headed in one direction, these conflicts came, this triggered these thoughts and you really are changing what your wish is for your life and now you're wanting to make a choice and go a different direction and I feel that spirit saying yeah you know what you want Don't delay. It's time. It's time for the movement. It's time for the change. It's time to head off in that direction that you want to go. And you're fully supported in that. So I like it, Queen Bee. So many blessings for you. That's what they have. All right, Janice, you are up. All right. Thank you for liking and for being a subscriber. One of my 1,000. I'm so happy for just how the love and the energy that I feel with everything. I just didn't even come across that. Uh, I didn't even imagine is this how it would feel to do live readings and to have like this beautiful kind of community that we're creating together of love and support and humor and everything. It's like I was very much a hermit. And I feel like just like I'm a part of living in a village full of wonderful, brilliant, bright beings. And so thank you guys for all being a part of that. I'm just blown away, like I said. All right. So Janice, you're up, and then Jenna, you'll be next. You've been invited to a small party, and there'll be 4 people. And if you decide to go, what can you expect from it? All right, very good. It's better than it being a party of 2 and you didn't know it until you got there, right? I forget what movie that was. They arrived and they're like, I'm here for the party. And they're like, come in. And like, where's everyone? It's just you. Uh-oh. All right, let's see what's going to happen here. All right. Well, I like this. Okay. Okay. So you have the 7 of Pentacles here and the tower, which the tower is about usually it's about someone being removed out or something being removed out of your life to make space for something new to come in. I feel like this has already happened. And I feel this 7 of Pentacles has been the patience, the waiting for things to grow, for fruit to show itself. And it's been, you're like, I've been, watering my life and doing everything for it. And it's like, okay, I know there's, things that were removed out on purpose, and I've been patiently, doing the work and doing everything, but where's the fruit? And I feel like they're like, this is where fruit is coming because you have the 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. So I feel like that it's going to be a very good night because I feel like whatever you've been working on your inside and in your life, it's coming, it's the benefits and the fruits are starting to show. Because you have also both the moon and the star here. So you got these celestial beings that are up there, and they both are bright lights in the night sky. That's when you see them usually the clearest, right? The stars, well, actually, the stars. Well, I guess you start to see the stars when dusk is coming. You start to see them appear, but the black of night when there's no lights is when you see both of these. And I kind of feel like this is what this is. Again, wish fulfillment card. So you've got both the 9 of Cups and the star card, which are wish fulfillment. So I really feel like there's significant things that happen here at this small party. And yeah, because even the moon has the little card. It normally doesn't have a white rabbit, but it has a white rabbit. So that's about new birth and cycles and yeah, and the cycles too of the moon. So like with that 7 of Coins with the unfolding of the fruit and the tree, here you come, more cycle that things are coming in, new birth is coming. It's like this is a new moon. There's new birth happening. Finally, we've reached the new moon. And there is the 5 of Wands here, and I like this because the 5 of Wands starts off as feeling like what is conflict or fear emotions, but it turns into love emotions. And what happens, so usually, like when I get the 5 of Wands, a lot of times I'll see this kung fu movie start in my head where there's 5 people with the 5 staves, right? And it just the movie starts and they're all "Ka ka 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 ka," and they're all fighting, and you're like, "Oh my gosh," and they're really, not holding back. It's like, "Oh my gosh, they're trying to hurt one another." And then eventually it gets down to where one of them is remaining standing barely, and the other are laying on the ground exhausted. And you're like, "What is he gonna do next? He's gonna take them out?" And then they all start laughing, and then they help each other up. They all go back to the monastery meal hall to have a meal together, and you realize that what felt like it was conflict and fear turns out to be this wonderful kindredness that comes together. So that's funny if this is a dinner party, because I didn't even think about that until I got to the end of the story that they were giving me. So I feel like it's going to be a great night, and it's like wish fulfilled kind of energy that comes through this. So I like that. Many blessings to you, Janice. That's what they have for you. All right, Jenna, you are up. And then Brenda, hello, you will be up after that. So let's see here. What will happen to your relationship if your partner decides to transition? He gets scared you leave him. Okay, understandable. It's a very huge transformation of life, right? Let's take a look here. Whoa. Okay. It all makes sense. Let me see what this is over here. Okay. So you have the Knight of Swords, which swords are thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets. So there's this changing of expectations, this changing. We have the Ace of Swords, which helps connect to higher truths and cut away old expectations. Also, the Page of Swords, which is about new. These are new ways of looking at things, the expectations. Uh, that's why I was saying that makes sense, right? Because things are changing, mindsets change, all of that changes. And the you also have the card of change, number 5, which is the change of commitment and what it looks like. So, I do feel with those, you still have 2 more cards, but I feel like with these, that is, there is things changing, and they have to understand that um, expectations and rules and all that goes out the window. This is new territory, right? And it's like, all right, we let's decide what this means. Let's decide what the rules are. Let's decide what is allowed. What am and sharing each other's feelings of this is what I would like to do. I mean, you're both earth signs, earth sun signs anyway. So you have this groundedness, you have this, you know, he's a Taurus, so it's all ruled by the planet Venus. And so they're all about the love and the lovability. And Virgo is, let me tell you the facts. Let me look at this. You're going to have it's this is how things are. I want to know the rules. I want to know, what's the procedure? How are we going to do the day to day? And I feel like that's what, with all these swords, is important. And if you guys talk that out, I think that will help calm their fears. Because here we go with the 5 of Wands that I just talked about in the previous reading came flying out again. Things that feel like fear end up being of love and kindness and camaraderie, um, and so that helps with it all. And you have the King of Wands, and I feel like with the King of Wands, it is fiery energy, and it's about passion, but it's also about, they're the entrepreneur. They're the one that takes command and does have this. I guess say the fieriness of getting people to align and do things. And I kind of feel like that's going to be you because of what you're born with. You have this natural ability to organize, right? You have the to structure and to look at things, and you have a great understanding too. So much that you can help with being a Virgo. You also have your life mission is the sixth house, with this is all about body. And so with them going through a transition, if they do that, then they are going to need to have, someone. So you get to decide, which is what I like, is that you get to decide and sit down and go, well, if you're deciding to do this, then we get to talk about what this means, what my wishes are, what I would like and what you would like, and let's find something. And that's the biggest thing. It's a it's a relationship, right? And if it changes into a friendship, then it changes into a friendship, right? But you get to decide, which is great. You get to decide your side. But that's what they have. So hopefully that helped a little bit there, Jenna. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. So Brenda, you are up. And then, hey, Jalen, you will be up next. Oh, thank you so much. I just love all the energy. I mean, I know we're all here on purpose for a purpose, so I love it. I can't wait to see what we do as a group of souls too. So I'll get to yours right after. Queen Angie has one right before you. So Jalen, you'll be after that. So Brenda, Queen Angie, and then Jalen. All right. So Brenda, you want to know what's your husband's sole purpose in heaven? Oh, to be a soul. That's what we are, right? It's a great question. So what is he doing with all his time up there? What's his sole purpose up there? Okay. So he's saying that um his purpose is to help your outside world to become stable, because that's what the King of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, very much one of his big wisdoms that he shares is this. So he's there to help you uh, f- uh, in your outside world to have this stability coming in. So he's part of your crew now. That helps your all the doing the invisible work around you in your life to help bring things in front of you and that kind of thing. He's also the 10 of cups. He's like, um, the sole purpose is like they have the stability and goes, share this love that he has, because now he's just purely a being of unconditional love. And he's like, I just pour it around you and, around all my loved ones. It's just constantly to be this presence of love that's around you. And then also, I like this too, the 7 of wands and the 3 of wands, he's like, I'm here to help move you to higher places and to nudge you on your path when changes are to be made. And I'm there to make it so obvious that you will see that things are unfolding for your highest experience. So I'm doing all this stuff on this side, more than I could ever do, when I was there. And so I like that. He is like, my purpose right now, which one of his purposes? He goes, the one that you need to know about is this, because when we are pulled back, and when we pull back from the human experience to be back just spirit, we have multiple different lives and dimensions that we're living all at the same time, and it's hard for our human mind to comprehend it. They showed me some stuff, and I was just like, I think my head's about to explode." And they're like, "This is enough. This is all you need to know. You don't need to go further." Worry, not worry, but focus on this lifetime. You don't need to worry about all these other ones. We're taking care of those. But so he's living multiple different experiences um, already, just like we are. Our higher selves are living all these different experiences. We're just one of them, but we are the only experience of our soul that's shielded and veiled from the rest. Everyone, all these other experiences that we're having all at the same time, they all communicate and they all can comprehend and they're all experiencing it together. We're the only one that's kind of shielded off going, and that's why this earth is such a unique experience, this universe, because we're cut off from remembering and being connected to all that so that we can have this feeling of separateness and aloneness and separate, being separate, and when we're really not, but it's this pretend like, oh my gosh, I'm separate, and they're like, no, you're not. But that's what he's saying. So he's doing all this stuff behind the scenes for your life now. He's part of the your posse, the invisible forces around you, helping you on your soul path, as per agreed before you came down here. So he's excited. He's always around you, and I love that you're focusing on raising your vibration so that you can sense him more and see more messages. So I'd love to see what you're experiencing and what you're seeing. Maybe even if you're not journaling, start a journal of the things that you notice, because trust me, he is putting things all over the place for you to remember and know that he's there. So I love it. Right, Brenda? That's what they have for you. So many blessings. All right. So Queen Angie, you are up next, and then Jalen. And so general reading for you, Queen Angie. I actually want to go to these, actually the Oracle of E for you. Let's see what they have for you. So Queen Angie. All right. You got the Bunny Hop Jive, card number 4. Very solid number. Let's see what we have here. Whoever said you had to do it alone? It's T for two time. Friendships, partnerships, even party ships are bounding your way. It's time to join hands and dozy do with your sisters and your bros. Togetherness brings miracles now. So if you've been kind of hanging off by yourself and feeling kind of alone, it's time for you to get out and dance. Time to dozy do. Don't have to really specifically dance, but it's time to get out there and be with friends again. And even if it's just one at a time to start off, go do something with someone. Go, just have a coffee, go to a bookstore, whatever you enjoy doing, just reach out and start interacting with some individuals, because it's time for that. And I feel like there are people that need to hear from you, and they are going through some things, and you're such a wonderful source of nurturing. It's almost like, you say Queen Angie, I almost feel like they call you Mother Angie, because that's just like you have this mothering, not smothering like a mothering, but a mothering, nurturing, like they're just like, oh, and they just feel like they can just and feel this relief around you. And I feel you needed some time to probably recharge, but now it's time. You're charged up. So just ease into it. You don't need to give all of that energy away. But there are a couple people that you're being drawn to um, show that extra love to. So I like that, because in giving the love, you get so much back too. So that's what they have for you, Queen Angie. So many blessings. Right, Jay Lynn, you are up. And then Queen Libra. We got a lot of queens in the house. All right. So, insight into what's coming up for you this week. You have a meeting with management tomorrow. Uh-oh. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look here. What's going on this week? What would you like her to know? Okay. Okay. Yeah, you'll be fine. You got the 10 of cups. So there is this feeling of joy and emotional uplifting for you here, and you even have the page of coins, which is new opportunities in the outside world. And you also have the 7 of wands, which is that you're raised to this level And other people may not like it. They're going to be like, why do you get to do that? And because they feel low already below you. And then I feel like you're being moved higher in the limelight somehow. And some people are like, now that makes them feel even lower. And they're just like, you come back down here to be miserable with the rest of us, right? And this Seven of Wands is showing you that you don't have to defend yourself, but you can go beyond that if you want. And because one of my favorite quotes that comes up with this card whenever I see it is every human has a handle from which they can be lifted. And they feel bad because they're lower. And if you are being moved up, things that you can do to help lift them up will be wonderful because they're going to be shocked and surprised that even though they're like meh, 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 to you, that you're offering to help lift them in some way. Whether it's like if you're getting promoted or something, and then you go, well, let's work on your, what's your plan? What's your career plan? How are you doing this? Be happy to like look over and we can put a little game plan together. And they're like, what? You would? You do that for me? And it's that kind of, way that you can lift them up. So it's very positive, and I feel like you're going to be end up in the limelight because of it, and that's why people get their little panties in a wad. But you can deal with that. So I know you can. All right. And then your second question is if it's not too much to ask for any insight on love, you feel energies and you're like you're being watched. Intuition overload. Well, you're always being watched because you're never alone. But let's see. Uh, what about love? Okay. All right. So you got this page of coins that came out again because I put them back in the deck and shuffled them up, but this came flying out again with this new opportunity. So I feel like with this, whatever this opportunity, this change that happens this week, kind of ignites more than one opportunity. It also brings in some openness to love for you, but you are kind of like in this fork in the road, and you talk about intuition overload. This is like when you're making a decision, try not to do it with your head. Really try to close your eyes and see with your gut, not with your heart that's longing for love. Longing is probably an extreme word. It wants love, but your gut, that instinct, the one that's wired in through the back of your brain, through spirit down there, because you have the Nine of Wands here, which does show you are on this inner journey around your power and understanding how your energy can be blocking you in some ways. And I like it for you because there is this um, power of like this it's like the magician, how they're like they grab their wand and they point it to the heavens and they bring that through. I feel like there's this in the physical world blocks and energetic blocks, and but you're getting in such tune with that that you're bringing that down to even move things within the physical world, not like ESP where you're like watch and moving things like that, but you're allowing it to change the energy around you, and that's what's happening here. You are opening up the blocks and walking through things, and that's why there's this new opportunities in love and these new opportunities in the outside world, and just all this stuff you're just getting. It feels like there's energies that's starting to pull forward and you can't help. Like it feels like when if you've ever been in the ocean and you're probably about waist deep and the water comes in and it starts pulling you out and you're like whoa 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 whoa, and you like it starts pulling you, because of the tide. It feels like the tide is pulling you somewhere in a very positive way. So I feel like this energies though, like you're being watched. I feel like you're becoming aware of spirit more and more too, and that of your spirit guides and your angels, and you have this awareness that you're never alone, ever, never, ever, ever alone. It's not like you're being haunted or stalked or anything like that. Its spirit is really coming in strong for you because of this wave that's pulling you. So that's what I feel for you, Jalen. So hopefully that resonated. That's what they have for you. So many blessings. All right, Queen Libra, hello, hello. All right, I thought you had a question there. Maybe you haven't. Yeah, you have one further down. So we will get to that one there. Thank you. And thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up and the likes on the videos too. It helps so much spreading the love. And so I really appreciate that. Anjali, thank you so much for the congratulations. I'm just stoked and I appreciate all of you so much. Obviously, I couldn't do it without all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, Dale, you are up, and then Maxine Stevens, you'll be up after that. So, Dale, what can you expect for the next couple weeks or months? All right, let's take a look here. Actually, I'm going to switch up here. Go ahead and go to the Revelations Tarot. Just take a quick sip here. Okay. All right. So, what can you expect for the next couple of weeks, months? Okay. Oh my goodness. Dale, you have some new stuff coming in. Oh my gosh. Yeah, definitely so. All right. Let me see here. Okay. So, the first card that came out is the Ace of Swords. This is new communication, new thoughts, new beliefs, new mindsets. And there's a lot of power. It's a gift of your connecting higher and seeing things from a higher view and just clearing things out, clearing out your mind. And I like that right after that, you had the Strength card because this is about you connecting higher and to your higher self. This is your human. And you are really turning inward and upward for a lot of this. I feel like this is where all this stuff is coming from. Because let me tell you, the next two cards that came out were the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords. You have three aces out of seven cards. It's crazy the amount of new things coming into your life. New energy, new love, new thoughts and beliefs. It can be new emotion too. Doesn't necessarily need to be new love, but all that because I feel like you have this tower, something is moved out of your life, and then all of this is moved in for it. And so it definitely feels like this huge switch of things happening over the next couple weeks, couple months, right? And but huge, I mean, no doubt significant changes coming and it's all positive. So something gets moved out, just know that okay, it's because, if I have an old, condemned shed or house on a piece of property and it gets hit by lightning and the insurance company comes to clear it off and build a new house, you're like, okay, I'm okay with that, right? And that's kind of what's happening here. I feels like there's something that your life just had some things that just weren't serving you anymore, and now it's been moved, and there's this new stuff coming in that's so in alignment with where you're headed. And with the um, strength card here with you connecting to your higher self, you also have the judgment card, which is your higher self calling you up as well. And here's this double endings and double new beginnings. So I really feel like there's a significant draw inward and upward to connect to your higher self because both of these cards represent that. And with this change, I'm not sure here if it's I do feel it's your choice that you're doing. I feel like you're moving inward and upward, and that's what's doing a lot of this stuff because you do have the Two of Wands, which is you really understanding your power and whatever you're focusing on is what is growing and whatever like before you might have like us all focusing on what's missing out of your life or what you don't want in your life and you want it to go away. It's like this transition into being grateful for what you do have in your life and what you do want in your life. And this is like, here's the stuff that's falling away. And then this is all the stuff you're grateful for and that you do want to have in, and you're focusing on all those things. And so this, it's like this is big here, right? And these things are in the background because you're not focusing on them. This is what you're focusing on, but it's like it has this change where this thing falls away and that's there. So that's your visual. But that's, I like that, Dale. I mean, I'm excited to see what unfolds for you here, but just know that whatever gets removed, it's happening for you and not to you, and it's opening this whole new wonderful adventure. So I like it. So that's what they have for you, Dell. Many blessings. All right, Maxine, you are up. And then Sushila Surhiya, you will be after that. So, which one? What should I do? Which way should you go? Which way should you go? Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? Okay, that's option one. Okay, that's option two. Wait a minute. Let me see here. Okay. Actually, give you the power of choice in the middle here. So here you are, right? You're like, which one? What should I do? And this is showing that you are in the chariot seat. You get to decide. There is going to be movement. There is going to be victory. One choice is expectations equal disappointment. The other is uh, the Knight of Swords. So you have swords and swords. The other one is a movement and a change of expectations, a search for higher truth, a search for higher awareness and cutting away of things. So, um, when you're asking which one, uh, ask yourself which one feels like if you went that direction and it didn't work out, is that going to be like disappointing and it's going to be like, and the other one, the other choice, does it feel like it's something that's going to take you to a new place, take you to a higher place, take you in a different um a different route than you ever like not your norm. One's going to be like, this is what I would expect and what I normally would do. The other is, no, this would be something different for me. The different one is not going to be disappointing. It's going to help you rise, because you can see here, there it's a winged horse, right? So Pegasus, it's going to allow you to fly and go to places and rise. The other one's going to be disappointment. It's going to um, have you feel that emptiness and that experience those emotions. So um, one feels safe and you'll have the usual pain of disappointment with it. That can feel safe sometimes. Sometimes we're like, I'd rather have the disappointment I know than the disappointment I may not know. But I really feel like there's one that's the norm and there's one that's not the norm, and the one that's not the norm is the one that Spirit says will take you to new places. And you'll eventually choose that anyway. It's just a matter of, we don't make changes for the new and the risk kind of thing until the ugly feeling of not being ourselves outweighs our fears. As long as our fears still outweigh that ugly feeling, we'll continue to choose the same old thing that we've always chosen and get what we always have gotten. I know that's not proper English, but I like the word gotten. And but the other thing is uh, going to take us to different places when we're ready. And so there's never any pressure, but that's what they recommend as far as advice on what you could do. So Spirit, they don't have any shoulds. They go, don't should on yourself. There's choices, and the choices feel differently, and neither one of them is right, neither one of them is wrong. They're just different, and it's like, what do you want to feel? And then we make the choice that way. So that's what they have for you, Maxine. No judgment at all. All right. Many blessings. All right, so Sheila, you are up, and then Anjali Sharma, you will be up next. All right. So, current feelings of AJ for you in next sections. All right. Shashing. Okay. All right. So his feelings, he's he's a mixed up little fella. Because here he is in the two of swords, which is like at a fork in a road, right? He's got two things he's looking at. He's got wish fulfillment. So what he feels would be wish fulfillment. And then he just has all the seven of cups, which is so there's the nine of cups and the seven of cups. The nine of cups is, is represents wish fulfillment. The seven of cups usually represents um emotional confusion. Sometimes it can represent like multiple wishes, but I feel like in this case it's like he's like, I have this idea of what a wish fulfillment is, but I have all these other emotions going on, and I don't know what to do with any of these. So he's got a lot of feeling that's happening here, but he's in his mind and he's trying to decide with his mind, and spirit is like trying to nudge him to also bring in his heart, but he's trying to figure it all out here. So he must be one of those wonderful thinkers. So he has a ton of emotion for you, a lot of different emotions that are coming up. Yeah, and then the Six of Cups. So, Six of Cups can represent nostalgia, old memories, or someone from the past that's going to be coming um, into the situation for you guys. And the King of Wands. So I do feel he will make a decision, but I kind of feel like the Six of Cups with that King of Wands, I feel like is really looking at his past, really looking at um, just I mean, he's got the six, seven, and the nine of emotions. I mean, if you think about, oops, wrong card. The six is, that's a lot of cups, right? Six and seven is 13, and nine is 22 cups of emotions that he's looking at and trying to understand and trying to process with his brain. But luckily, his fire, his passion kicks in, and then he makes decision and he moves forward. Um, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit because he is like a little mental stinker. Like he's just like meticulous. Does this seem right? Does this seem how he is? Spreadsheets and lists and really wants to figure things out and really get down to the detail. Because I feel like he's like making lists, trying to understand things. You see anything else around next sections? More cups. Well, there's the five of cups and then to the nine of cups. So yeah, I feel like he's really processing his emotions and what happens after the three cups, after he's finishing looking and investigating all those, then he does move into the two of cups, which is, um, love and type of relationship stuff. So I feel like he's just he's a a mental thinker trying to understand logically emotion. Good luck, AJ. But he eventually the fire kicks in and then he just is able to take action and he will look into the two of cups, which is the love instead. So he'll give in to emotion eventually. It'll break him down, but that's what they have for you, Sheila. So many blessings, and while you're in the waiting period, spirit always says what when there's a pause happening and when we're waiting for love, we can work on our self-love, our emotion, because the bigger self-love we have, the more we can give love and receive love back. But we can't receive more love than to the extent we love ourselves, and we can't receive love more than to the extent we love ourselves. So the more we work on opening up that love, the more we will be in that vibration to be in a relationship and a good, flowing, open, loving relationship. So that's what they have. So many blessings. All right, Anjali Sharma, you are up. And then Sudipta, you will be up after that. Oop, sorry, went flying there. Let me just scroll back a little bit here. Okay, so angel guidance. Let's take a look here. I do have angel guide cards, so I'm going to pull a card from here for you. So for Anjali Sharma, please, what would you like? Okay. Wow, look at this beautiful card. Ask and receive. And that says, ask and you shall receive. Your angel wants you to know that help is available. You're being encouraged to shift your perceptions and recognize that even in the most difficult of circumstances, a miracle is possible. Whatever miracle you need, it is available to you now. Your angel guide is encouraging you to recognize that you may have been blocking support by saying no to the things you wanted to say yes to and asking you to change that now. When you begin to say yes to the experiences that light you up, you usher increased levels of support into your life. You may feel that your prayers aren't being heard, but this isn't true. Angels have heard you and are suggesting you take time to assess where in your work or relationships you may be creating barriers to success. When you are open to seeing and doing things differently, you will experience the answers and miracles you need. You're being encouraged to pray from a space of gratitude now. And when you focus on what you are grateful for, you align your energy with the miraculous. Oh, I love that. I'll say that again. When you focus on what you are grateful for, you align your energy with the miraculous. Heaven is encouraging you to welcome support in all areas of your life. I like it. Perfect, perfect. So that is the beautiful message from angels for you this evening. So many blessings to you, Anjali. And Sudipta, you are up. And then Queen Libra, you will be up after that. And angel guidance also for you, Sudipta. Well, I actually have another deck here, which is Ask Your Guides. And I'm actually drawn to that one for you. So let's take a look here. All right. Angel guidance for Sudipta, please. You've got partnerships and love. Nature spirits. I like it. That is card number 2. And it says, your nature spirits, known as runners, are working to introduce you to a wonderful new partnership to fulfill your heart's desire. Whether in the areas of business, friendship, or romantic love, these practical guides are leading you directly toward the appropriate person to best support your soul at this time. Follow your heart as they strive to connect you with the right associations. Be more open to others, especially those whom you meet by chance. Say hello to the new neighbor in your building. Suggest having lunch with the intriguing woman who's sat next to you at your last business luncheon, or strike up a conversation with the guy in front of you in the checkout line, even if it's not your usual habit. In reality, it's not accidental that you suddenly find yourself attracted to certain people. Your runners placed you in their path so that you could meet. So invite these energetic nature spirits to continue to direct you to others who are significant for your soul path. Their message to you: Relax. We will make all the necessary introductions you seek. So I love it. What a great message. So that's what they have for you, Sudipta. So put the meeting and all that into the hands of your runners, and they will take care of the rest. Um, it's like having your people contact their people. They'll arrange it all, and then you just get to show up. So I like it. So many blessings for you there, Sudipta. Have a great evening or day. All right, Queen Libra, 1010, you are up. Good morning, Anjana. And good morning, Sony. And so Tani Shah, you will be up after that. All right. So Queen Libra, let me just take another quick drink here. So, whoa, sorry, that was really loud. Will you get your taxes before the end of November or December? You've been waiting since March. Email, Congress, things been fast. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay. Two cards came flying out. I like it. You got the Three of Cups, which is joy, and you got the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind. So I feel like you will be getting them. You will be getting before the end of November or December, because peace of mind and joy. What else could that mean, right? Unless you win Powerball, and then you're like, oh, I don't care about taxes anymore. but uh, but yeah, definitely, I feel like they are coming for you because of that. You have joy of heart and you have peace of mind. So not much more you can say to that. So many blessings to you, Libra. Queen Libra. All right. So Tani Shah, how will you meet Mr. E? And Grace OD, you will be up next. Just dropping by. Oh, thank you so much. Absolutely. You fell asleep. I can understand. And my voice too. I've heard people say, "Sorry, I fall asleep. I have to watch your videos 3 times because I listen to them when I'm in bed, and I fall asleep during them because your voice is so calming." I'm like, at first, I was like, I put people to sleep, but then I'm like, okay, that's a compliment. I'll take it as a compliment. I choose to take it as a compliment. So I'm glad that worked out good. All right, and so Kay, you will be next after Tani or Ani. So how will you meet Mr. E? Will you or he initiate it, or it will be a divine timing? Can you tell where or when? It's funny. I saw Mr. E. I have the Oracle of E with all this E. So we're gonna pull an Oracle of E card. Let's see what they say. Yeah. Yeah. You saw it live. Time to fly. Card number 44. Let's see what they say. It may seem like a gamble, but here's a little intel from the universe. That leap into the unknown you've been waffling over, not only is the safety net already in place, but there's a posse of angels waiting with champagne and chocolate and Egyptian cotton sheets. Ready? It's time to fly. So it's time. It is time. So I feel like they're saying that, uh, well, let's take a look here. I love that it's time. They're saying it's time. And if it's a power number 44, so if that means anything to you, let me just see here. Got the King of Pentacles, so that is abundance in the outside world. You got the Magician and the Seven of Swords. Okay, yeah, so it is you that initiates it because you're getting the Magician and not a divine feminine type of card. A divine feminine card would mean that you wait for it to come to you, but divine masculine energy is about you. you're the one that initiates it, and it's time to fly. So it's time to do that. And the Seven of Swords is about understanding what of your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets that are stealing things out of your life. So if it's like, if you have this, belief that, oh, I'm not supposed to be the one that initiates it, that could steal things away. So I feel like this is saying being aware of the thoughts and beliefs that steal things from you, opportunities from you, relationships from you, those types of things. So it's like, yep, you get to initiate it. And can you tell where or when? Let me see here. We have the High Priestess, the Six of Wands. Okay. And the King of Pentacles again. So you do have the High Priestess shows that you are stepping back and seeing things from a different perspective. But so as far as when, I feel like right now, the when they're saying it's you stepping back in here and looking at those seven swords, like the beliefs and thoughts that are restricting you. They're like the when, wait for that. It's time to fly. So it's time for you to go in, deal with that, get that out of the way, and then you're going to be able to make this move because you're going to have this opportunity. The Six of Wands is like victory. I kind of feel like party though for some reason. It's like recognition. It's where there's a large group of people and you're being seen, and that's where you see them is in this gathering. It's almost like it's someone that's being recognized for something, maybe a party, a celebration of some kind, where someone, and it's like you're invited, and that's where you meet them, but it's you going up to them. And when it's funny, I was one. I love volleyball, one of my favorite teams. And don't get mad if you're another volleyball for another team. I like a lot of volleyball teams, but one of my favorite is Hawaii's volleyball team. And it's weird. They're reminding me, oddly enough, they mentioned this love story of one of the centers. She's from Canada, and she ended up marrying this other guy. I think he's from a foreign country too, but he was in Hawaii on a military with the military, and she's going there for school, and they locked eyes walking across along the beach, and she turned around and went and approached him, and that's what I kind of feel like happens with you is you guys just there's this zzz when you see each other, and you are like, you know what? Nope, I'm gonna go and say hey and introduce yourself, and they ended up getting married. So I like it. So that's what they have for you right now, Ta'ani. So many blessings to you. All right. So Kay, you are up, and then Anna, you are up after that. So does the future hold a timeline for you? And also, at first I thought um, about you being in the ER, which here is the emergency room. I'm like, oh, I hope not. But now I see it's initials for someone. Hey, it's the end of my busy weekend. I can be a little silly. All right. So, what does the future hold a timeline for you in ER? All right. I like it. So, you have the Magician card here, which we just talked about, which is being almost like this conduit of energy from above, but it is about movement and action and really focusing your energy on what you're wanting. And that's what I like about this, because the magician doesn't focus on what they don't want in their life and what they feel is missing, because they know I don't want to manifest that. I want to focus on what I want to grow and expand in my life. And so this is this focusing on love and focusing on what you want and where you want to head. It just expands things, because you have the Judgment card here too, which this um, represents your higher self here with that infinity symbol. And this is your higher self too, which is it's calling you to this higher place. So both of these kind of um, well, the magician sort of is about seeing things from a higher perspective, but I really like the judgment card there for you because it is this calling inward and upward, and it allows you to see this relationship, see yourself, and see everything very differently. Because you do end up with this Ace of Cups, which is higher love, newer love. A It's like taking it to a higher place, right? So I do like this for you, but it is important for you to focus on what you want. And if in any relationship with anyone, if we're in the relationship, imagine if they came to you every day and were like, "This is something that I don't like about you." Oh gosh, that relationship's not going to go very far, right? But if every day they came to you and they told you something new that they were so grateful about you, wow, right? And that's what life does. That's what we do to life. If I look at life and go, look at all the crap you're giving me, life, life is like, oh, okay, I'll give you more of that then, because that seems to be what you want. It'll take the negative attention. But if we are grateful for and tell life every day of what we're thankful for and what we're grateful for, it brings us more of that. And that's what I feel the message is for you with this timeline, because it ends up being great things. But I feel like it's important for you to go inward and upward, connect to this higher love and your higher self to see things from a different perspective and to change that energy. And then you just see things just expand, expand, expand. And I like it for you. So that's what they have for you, Kay. Many blessings. All right, Anna, you are up next. And then Project Skyfalls. You will be up after that. You are very welcome, Anna. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. So, when you hear from Doug, what will be the outcome of your conversation? Okay. So, let me take a look here. I'm going to switch over to the Chinese tarot and let's see what they have here. So tell us about this. Let's tell us about Doug. Is there something going on there, or okay? What else is going? Whoa. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can see here. So he's been very much in his head, obviously, and I think that's where the disconnect is. Where you're feeling the disconnect because he's got the Eight of Swords, which is about understanding what your thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets are. Um, Blinding you and binding you and keeping you feeling trapped in your life. And they also have the Two of Swords, which means they've been at a lot of crossroads and thinking about stuff. And King of Swords, which is all about, he has the Ace of Swords, which they're doing this um, just this overhaul of their thoughts and their beliefs and their mindsets, and they're cutting things away. And so a lot of mental work, because the King of Swords not only rules over air, but all the kings are given a second helping of air. So it's mind, right? So I wouldn't doubt if he's not an air sign where he's like up in his head, off, where he's thinking, blah, 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 blah. Or it has a lot of air in his chart, but just very mental. Not like he's mental, but he's mental. He's a very mentally motivated individual. Um, and so that's what's going on with him. He's disconnected, but there you have the Knight of Cups, which is emotional movement. And I feel like um, when you hear from Doug, just give him love. If you give him love, then that reminds him to come back to love. It reminds him that he does have a heart. And it's like, because he's up in his brain, it's like, oh, what? A heart? Oh, that's right. I do have emotions. So I feel like that's you, the quest the knight after that's questing for the ace of cups. One thing that spirit is saying too is kind of this mirror, and so they kind of do it now and again with questions. It's um, where it's like lately there's been a disconnect. I want to go back to the way it used to be. Think of it, the relationship to yourself. So spirit's saying, has there been a disconnect between you and yourself? And when uh, can you go back to having it way it used to be where you felt connected inside? Is there something that made you feel disconnected on your inside? And if you reconnect that, then you might see a change as well, because we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. There's a lot of mirrors out there. So when we're looking, going, why is everybody being such jerks? I'm like, oh, oops. Let me readjust my attitude. Everyone suddenly becomes wonderful. But that's what they have for you, Anna. So many blessings for you. All right, Project Skyfalls, you are up. Thank you, ES. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. All right, and then Fairy Wish, you will be after Project Skyfalls. So you want a card? You want to know if you'll get a job soon? Okay, absolutely. Let's take a look. See what they have to say. All right. All right. I do like this. So they're bringing in both the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups. And I like this for you because what I'm feeling is um let me bring in this other one too because it makes sense with it. So you have those cups, right? That's his emotions. And then you have the 6 of swords, which is changing of thoughts and beliefs. It's movement of thoughts and beliefs to um new ones. And what I feel like this is like when you're looking for a job with these coming in this combination, it's like uh, drop into your heart. And what is it that you would do if you could? Like, what makes your heart sing? What's your passion for, your life? And can you make money from it? Is there someone that pays for that to be done? And look into that. Look at don't limit it. That 6 of swords is let the old limitations and mindsets go and look at new ways, because I feel like you've been really doing things that were supposed to and should and that sensible and blah blah blah, all that stuff that we're told as children when we tell our parents like, I want to be an alien when I grow up, and they're like, you can't be an alien when you grow up, do something else, do this or whatever, right? Something that they think is like, no, you can't be an astronaut. No, no, be sensible. It's like all that stuff. It's like, get back to your heart, your dream, what makes your heart sing. Don't do something that just, okay, I want income, I want this one. Like, do something you love is what they're nudging you towards. Because you have the 9 of wands here, which is like an energetic block, right? And it's like that's what's blocking you, is because you have your ace of wands, which is your power, and that's you standing with it. But it's that you are the one that's blocking this energy. That's blocking here is because your energy is not wanting you to do this stuff anymore that is not living. It's like that was existing and it wants you to live now. And so there's these blocks that are happening to nudge you to go in here and then pursue a job. And so when you do that, boom, you have Wheel of Fortune, endings and new beginnings, that things turn in your favor, and then the job just is there. So, but you're finding what you want to do and how you want to do it, and you're letting these old ways of thinking about it drop away. So, I like it for you. So that's what they got for you, Project Skyfalls. I like Skyfall. Um, Many blessings. All right. So, Fairy Wish, you are up next. And then thank you for the congratulations, ES. And Shay, you will be up after that. All right. So, Fairy Wish, what does Athy think about you? Uh-oh. What was that project? Uh-oh. So what does what does A think about Fairy Wish, please? All right. Well, there is this kind of emotion of commitment. The Hierophant can mean spiritualness and da 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 da. But when it's relationship, it's really about commitment and um, can mean marriage and things. I don't feel it's like that extreme yet, but I think it's about commitment. So there is this ideas of commitment, but they're overwhelmed. They have a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, so a lot of expectations in their life around what a relationship is supposed to be, and it's overwhelming. And because it's stuff that they've been taught all their life about who they are supposed to be and everything that here's the long list of things that you're supposed to do when you're in this kind of commitment and different stuff, and they're just like, oh my gosh. you know and uh and who someone else is supposed to be and how the relationship is supposed to unfold and blah 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 blah, blah all this stuff, right? And they're just like, so it's exhausting for them, and that's why there's this. They're working through that though, because they have the Queen of Swords, which with that Ace of Swords there, it's allowing them to see things from a higher perspective, a different perspective, and they're also cutting away old thoughts and old beliefs and old mindsets that no longer serve them. So they're whittling away that. The 10 of Swords is they're exhausted and they just are giving up on trying to live up all these expectations, which brings freedom, because then that's the Ace of Swords that happens after that, and then there's this openness, right? And then you have the Page of Cups, which is new love. So I feel like they're working through all those expectations and those fears of losing love and those fears of letting people down. And once they get past that, then they have this spark of love, and they will step forward and take action on that. But it's gonna I feel like they're whittling away at that, and so it's taking some time for that to happen. But yeah, I was seeing if they would tell me anything about any movement, but they're like, no, Four Pentacles, which is about stable outside, stable. It's kind of staying as is for a little bit. Um, and so whenever we're in that waiting period, like we always say, it's a time to look at your own self-love, what emotions are coming up in this situation for you to look at, because if you expand and open up your self-love, the more your heart gets bigger, the more love you can give and the more love you can receive. Because as we say a lot in this channel, we cannot give more love than to the extent that we love ourselves, nor can we receive love more than the extent that we love ourselves. So doing self-love work is a win-win, win-win-win. So while you wait, why not? So that's what they have for you, Fairy Wish. Many blessings. All right. So Shay, you are up. And you are very welcome, Jessica. Then Rolling Stone Babe. Okay. I'm sorry. You'll be next after this. So what's the reason for David not responding to your messages in his current plans? Okay. So tell us about this, David. What's going on? Okay. Well, he's got the 6 of wands here, and it feels like he's in this, kind of energy of wanting to be seen, wanting recognition, wanting to, and might this be work related? Because I feel like they're working hard for this new opportunity that's coming up in the outside world. And I feel like it's about the coin, it's about promotion, it's about getting the, the bonus or the job that other people aren't, uh, that are competing for it too. And the Confucius, which is normally the judgment card, um, but I feel like this is really focusing on the two X's here with the double endings and double new beginnings. I feel like there's this uh, rattling of the cage by his higher self too, with their things that fell away, and it's like, oh no, and he's really distracted, trying to get this back. It almost feels like a rug was pulled out from underneath him a little bit, and he's trying to get his peace of mind back because here's the four of swords is normally the peace of mind, but I feel like with this knight of swords here, he's trying to get back to that, and I think he feels like he lost his he lost his mind in a way, like when you go into fear, you go out of your mind, and he just kind of like, oh my gosh, and he's like panicking, really investing a lot of stuff and a lot of effort to try to recover whatever this is and to get this opportunity that he thought he was in line to get, and then he finds out that there's competition and that he's not guaranteed something. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's really distracted by his outside world, and he's got a lot going on with all of that. And I kind of feel like if he's it feels very uh air signish, like Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, which I'm an Aquarius sun, so I can diss us. But when things happen, we go into mental mode, and it's like, and of course, they're giving me a Star Trek example to really show my geekiness. Thanks. But like in Star Trek, whenever they were having trouble with the Enterprise, they would shut down systems and go to and convert it to life support. And that's what he's done. He's turned off his heart and has diverted that energy to mental support for this situation. So he has no feelings right now because they're turned off and they're being used for other things in his life to try to get his life back, is what it feels like. So hopefully that makes sense there. Thanks for your patience. And many blessings for you. That's what they have for you right now. All right. Rolling Stone, you're up next. And then Mal Shri Narayan. I probably murdered that. My apologies. You'll be up next after that. All right, Rolling Stone, babe. Let's take a look here. So you and Jason just split for, let's see, will he reach out? Tell us about what you're looking at here. Okay. So you've got the strength card here, and then you have the ace of wands. And so they spirit is showing you that, this time that's happening here, people don't leave us, and we don't leave them. It's like we're moved out of each other's lives on purpose for a purpose. And it means that we're going to learn something through it. And Sometimes we're brought back for class 201, class 301, class 401. Sometimes it's the same teacher, sometimes it's different teachers, right? But, you do have the full card over here, and so I feel like this is a ending of this cycle, and then you're gonna be going into new adventures. I don't feel like that you guys are gonna be circling back around, because they do give you the strength card, which is about you moving inward and connecting to your higher self, really identifying your power through this, and so I feel like this is going to be a strengthening exercise. That's what they're calling it for you, because you're with this new adventure. The full comes after the world card, which is the last card in the major arcana, which is ending of old cycles and new beginning of a new adventure. And the king of swords is allowing you during this time too to take that ace of swords and really look at your expectations around relationships and around yourself in relationships and just in general too, to see what restrictions, what um, was showing up here during this relationship, and what feelings and emotions and thoughts and beliefs came up in the mirror of what was happening between you two. Because you also have the Nine of Swords, which is the nightmare and the insomnia card, things keeping you up at night, things, nightmares and dreams, all these thoughts and beliefs and expectations that were taking up so much of your energy. You're almost exhausted trying to live up to everything you thought you were supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be. And then also trying to make sure they were doing what you thought they were supposed to, should be, need to be, have to be, must be, right? It is exhausting. Too many rules, too many things, and that King of Swords is having you cut away these thoughts and these beliefs, and really understanding about what is it I truly want in my heart, not what I think I want, what I was told, but what I really want in my heart. Because you do have two fives here, which is about change, which is about movement up. The Hierophant in this case is about spiritual leaders will put a lot of rules around things. um, they'll try to organize religion, and I kind of feel like this is trying to organize commitment, trying to organize relationships, and it's like herding cats. Good luck, right? But the Five of Coins is also about change, and it's about how you look at where your worth comes from, and where your sustenance comes from. So there's this transformation of moving from feeling abandoned and left out in the cold, and realizing that it's not mankind, humankind, that will bring us what we need in each moment, but that it comes from a higher place. It does come from creator, from source, from the universe, whatever you believe your higher power is. And there's this transformation that comes through these awarenesses, um, and it allows you to let go of these expectations of that have been given, all these opinions that have been given you all your life about yourself, and um, you know relationships and everything in the outside world. But you're going through this change, and this is all happening for you to just shake that cage that you've been in with all these expectations, and it's to set you free. um, but I feel like with that full card that it's not a reconciliation, that it'll come back around. I feel like that it's happening so that you can be freed, um, and then and then the next adventure begins. But I feel like it's not coming back around with them. So I know I know this is the raw period where it hurts and it's confusing, and fear is, I'll never find love again. But trust me, Rolling Stone babe, you will find love again. After my first breakup, I felt like someone tore my heart out. In the second breakup, I feel like someone stuck a second sword in my heart. The third breakup, because I was fearing I'll never find love again, and I'll never find love again. And the third one is like, I'm probably gonna find love again. And then the fourth is like, oh God, I'm gonna find love again. So we send you lots of love. You hang in there. That's what they have for you right now, though. So many blessings to you, Rolling Stone. All right. Malshri, you are up. Thank you so much, Kashish. Thank you for being part of that. Thank you so much. Then Akashic Records, you will be up after that. So, Malshri Narayan, a future of your relationship with a Govid. No contact, but you've confessed. Okay. So let's take a look. Let's take a quick drink here. Whoa. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Mm. Yeah, I don't. I see a new beginning that's coming for you, because you have the Seven of Swords here, which is about this process of looking at our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets. That what of our beliefs are stealing things from me out of my life, like relationships, like jobs and happiness and joy. What are these thoughts and beliefs that are so restrictive that it's keeping me from being able to reach those types of things and to go further, right? Because we have ourselves in a jail of some sort, and we can't reach through the bars and get far enough in the direction that we're going. And so you also have the Five of Wands. Oops, sorry, hit my microphone. So the Five of Wands is the fiery energy, and it starts off as this kind of conflicting energy. Um, and so when you have an odd number like a five or a seven, not so much a three, but more like the five and the seven, and sometimes the nine. If you think of like a six as three on each side, nice with a little flow in the middle, right? Things are just flowing. And then you get the seven is like a big boulder right in the middle that is in your way. And so there's this block, these things that are there that are keeping you from moving forward. And I feel like this is the time for you to look at that, because this no contact, this pause, this silence is for you to have time to look into your own heart, into your own love, into your own mind. And what are these things that are keeping me from moving forward? What are these thoughts and beliefs that are limiting me? And if you can't think of anything consciously, then like 90% of our life is unconscious. So there's some unconscious beliefs and barriers that we can do some work to go look at those and understand them. And once you do that, once you understand these things that are limiting you, then you do have the Empress that comes in, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So making sure you're nurturing yourself, but it is also new birth and new things that are coming into your life because of that. So I feel like there's not a future with Govind, because it was supposed to be showing you, they were mirroring things for you to see those thoughts and those beliefs and that fire and the conflict and the disagreements, those types of things. So I feel like that's what they have the focus on there for you right now. So I know it's not what you probably wanted to hear, but they always tell us what is best for us right now. And that's what they feel is important for you to know right now, so you don't spend more energy on that, but focus the energy on your heart and on those thoughts and beliefs. And then you get freedom, and then you have rebirth and new birth that comes into your life from that. So many blessings for you, Malshri. All right. Akashik, you are up. And then Arti, you will be up after that. So, will you have a good job in love soon? You've been single more than 2 years and recently lost your job. All right, let's take a look here and see. So, let's look at job first. Okay. Anything else on job? No. Okay, so that'll be job. And then what about love? Okay. Anything else? Nope, none of those. Anything else? Nope. All right. What is this? Oh, okay. Oh no, I'm so sorry. No, you're right. You'll be fine. So the job coming in here, I like this because the first card that popped out was the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is telling you dive deep in your heart. And I like this. I've been hearing this a lot lately with um, don't make decisions around jobs just off of your mind because that's what our block is. That's where we're having trouble because it's like they're just showing me this like a job search site, and you have to click the categories you want, and when you click certain categories it's limiting the search, and it's like our mind is limiting the search like that, and our heart wants to expand it and go, there's more out there than what you normally do, what you think you're supposed to do and should do, need to do. And there's an opportunity to expand it because you've got the magician card here, which is about showing that you have so much within you to be able to give. And it is about you taking charge and you stepping up, and what you focus on with your magic wand with the magician is what grows. And I um there is a little bit of in rather than focus on what's not in your life and what's in your life that you don't want, that magician, they're like they know whatever they point that wand at, it like expands and grows, and like, oh, don't point it at that, like, I don't have a job, I don't have love, that'll expand it. You're like, nope, I'm grateful for this in my life, I'm grateful for the love of I had, I'm grateful for the love that will come, and I'm excited for what I want in my life. Then that energy expands. And I feel like that's an important piece of this for you, but also trust in your heart and not limiting like what job or where you'd want to go or live or be or whatever. It's like open up a little bit, and definitely follow your gut instinct, because that Queen of Wands has double water, which is very intuitive. And so trust that intuition about where to go and what to do, but a little more less out of the mind and a little more into the heart, because you do have the 10 of coins, which is 10 of pentacles, which is abundance. And so it is in the future there, but that's how you get there. And I can see here, been single for 2 years. You have the hermit. That's why I was like, oh no, because you have the hermit card. You've been on this inner journey, on the inner reflection of the hermit who has a lantern, which is the higher self that's guiding him through life. And that's important too with that Queen of Cups, is that as you build this intuition and stronger, then you can hear and listen, and they'll guide you into being in the right place at the right time for this beautiful unfolding and those things. So I like that for you, and it seems like this singleness that you've been on here with the Hermit is for you to look into these swords, these Eight of Swords, which is looking at those thoughts and those beliefs and those mindsets that no longer serve you, right? Those that have been blinding you and binding you and trapping you, that have been keeping you from being able to open up. And, uh, when we have a lot of restrictions and expectations in a relationship, it can feel very confining. And it can feel very confining when someone's trying to put theirs on us and we on them. And so they're having you look at these mindsets and these attitudes around what a relationship is supposed to be, who you are supposed to be in a relationship, who they are supposed to be in a relationship. And they're having you whittle them down because both of you deserve to be free of that cage. And then there's this joy in this. But so this pause that you're having is for you to do that. And the more you do the inner work, and the faster the outside world speeds up. It's going frame by frame by frame to give you time to kind of change the energy, the vibration of your love, your self love, because that needs to be able to be at a point to match the next beautiful relationship. And if it was going regular speed, you'd miss each other because your vibrations wouldn't be matched at that exact moment. And so it's going slower, but the more work you do on your self-love, then the faster the movie speeds up. So that's what they have for you, Akashic. So many blessings for you. Good things are coming. All right. Artie, you are up and you are welcome. See you, Shanta. And then triple, double, triple, quadruple X, you are up after this. So will the Wakar family agree for your marriage? Will you get married too? Okay. So this is for Artie, A-R-T. Actually, I want to switch to the Revelation Tarot. After I take a quick sip. All right. So will, okay. All right. Well, it looks like there's going to be an ending of a cycle and a new beginning. So I feel like there's going to be something's going to change with this arrangement, because you have the 7 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles represents like the last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit, and it takes time for things to develop and things to come to fruition. And there's this second message that comes with the 7 of Pentacles, where uh, as things unfold, there's a change of direction. It's like if you saw like an apple tree, like you grew apples, and then you start to see the apples actually grow on the tree because you bought an apple tree when it was really small. You're like, you know what, apple's not really what I want. I want this instead. And there's like this change of direction that comes in there. But you know, because there's this 8 of Pentacles too, which is about a movement up in the outside world. And I almost feel like there's this block that's happening here, where this doesn't work out. But we always understand that nothing happens by accident, that everything happens for each of us. And when something, because I don't feel like this may now unfold like it normally would, there's going to be this change that happens. And the 8 of Pentacles is this movement up in a different direction. Because there's the 9 of Wands, which is about an energetic block, but it also shows that you are the one that holds the power to move through a block, because this is you holding on to the Ace of Swords that, I mean, not the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands that is part of the wall, and you realize that you can remove that and step through it. And it requires some changing of thoughts and expectations and movement from one way of believing to another. Yeah, because yeah, you have got 7, 8, 9, 6, and it's like when the mindset changes, then it sets everything in order to 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. And let me see what this means for you here. So can you tell me if this is like a temporary hold on the current one and then it works out, or is this a brand new one? Yeah, see, King of Swords. So you got King of Swords, which is again cutting away expectations. And because that's what's restricting things. Queen of Swords. Yeah, there's a lot of expectations, it seems. It feels like there's just so much pressure around this proposal. Okay, those aren't in there. Let me see here. Wow. And then a 9 of Swords. So it just seems like it's so extreme. All the rules, all the supposed to, the shoulds, the need tos, the have tos. Yeah, eventually it's the 6 of Wands, which is this victory and this recognition. But I don't feel like this is the one, because it feels so overwhelming. Yeah, because the 10 of wands, it's so much energy, so much effort that has to be put into all those expectations. It's like, um, if this I don't feel like this is going to pan out, and you're gonna be grateful that it didn't, because it is like a house of daggers, is what I feel. Just so many fears and supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and strict things. And it's like, no, it's like sending you into the Game of Thrones movie. It's like there's you walk into the house and there's a throne made of swords. You're like, oh God. I feel like this will be, in the end, it's victorious for you in different ways on what comes after that. But for this, I'm like, it's out of order. It was 7 8 9 6, and then all those swords and everything. I just feel like it won't pan out, and it's for your definitely for your best. So that's what they have for you, RT. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. Double, triple, quadruple X. You are next. Hey, KDP. You're welcome. You're welcome, Sparks. And then Anjali. You will be after that. So, what is going on in your life? Double, triple, quadruple X. What does Spirit want you to know? What's going on in your life? Okay. All right. Well, I feel like here you've got the Two of Cups, so I feel like love is blossoming in your life, or it will be very soon. Because you have the Seven of Wands, which is fiery energy, and about you being perceived as being at a higher level, being at a good place in your life. And there's people that don't like that. There's people that are like, how can you be in that, not me? And boo, 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 boo. And that's not your fault. I mean, they just feel low about themselves and they just happen to think you're higher than them. So try not to take offense if other people poke at your relationship that comes, or that poke at your life and this happiness and stuff that you have, because it's because they feel low about themselves, not about you. And so if you can even lift them up somehow, then that makes it even better. But you don't have to, but you don't have to defend, you don't have to worry about them. And it does look like what has happened in the past here that's opening this up is you did have a sudden ending or a removal of a commitment in your life that moved things out of the way. And just know, Spirit's wanting you to know that it happened on purpose for a purpose, because it did need to clear the path for you to move forward, to find this which is coming if it has not come already. So I like that for you, because it is this, you know, validation and verification from Spirit that, yeah, they didn't leave you, or it didn't happen to you, it happened for you. They're like, trust me, it happened for you. And so I like that. And then you also have the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands does talk about its movement, its fast movement, because it's the fastest horse. So there is this movement that comes in faster on this. So that's what I was going to say. If that almost feels like it's coming so fast, like it's already here, but maybe it's not. But I can feel like this Two of Cups is like at your doorstep. Um, and then you have the Queen of Swords, which is the balancing between heart and mind. And so it is important for this to you to try to balance the expectations and the thoughts and things about relationship in your head. Try to use that Ace of Swords that Queen has to connect higher to a higher love, to a higher awareness, and slice away a lot of these expectations and thoughts and beliefs that you've had before. And it frees you. It allows you to let your heart out of its cage too, and be able to express itself more than it had in the past, because it feels like your heart had so many, it was put in a cage throughout your life through all these expectations, and so it felt so ugly, always being told that you disappointed him, you shouldn't have done this, shouldn't have done that, you need to do this, you need to do that, blah 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 blah. I feel like there was just like a military household where you had so your heart, you were like, I'm gonna put this in this little protective box and put it in here, and I'm not letting it out. And I feel like that's what's been going on. You've been working on freeing it from its cage, from the box, and that's what's bringing you to this wonderful place. So that's what I have for you right now. Triple, double, quadruple X. You have a great evening. Many blessings. All right, Anjali, you are up. And Janice, you are very, very welcome. And Brenda, I'm sorry, you'll be next after that. So, Anjali, are you correctly perceiving Satish's understanding about Satish that he was playing with your emotions? Okay, let's take a look here. So, what was going on with Satish? Was he playing with Anjali's emotions? Okay. Can you clarify that for me? No. No, I don't see that here. I see that there was movement and choice that was happening, but they were because I asked for the 8 of Cups clarity on it, and then the 8 of Cups is about leaving old emotion behind and moving to new emotion. And I was like, well, tell me more about that. And they gave us the Queen of Cups, which is about deep diving into emotions. So I feel like he wasn't playing with your emotions. I feel like they were trying to understand their own. And as they things happened, they made this change within them. They have the 10 of pentacles. Oops, I'm flying off the table there. 10 of pentacles, which normally this is about the outside world, but if you see the little how they're arranged here, it's the tree of life in the Kabbalah, or Kabbalah, depending on how you say it. They it for me, it represents like their family tree. And I feel like there was some stuff going on, the emotions that came up when they were reviewing and going through these emotions, and they just were like, okay, I um as they faced those emotions, they also were looking at thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, and they had this movement and this change in their mind. And so I feel like it was this change. It wasn't a intentional playing with someone's emotions. It was like they acted on their emotions, and then their emotions came in like a tidal wave and impacted them, and had these things bubble up from their with their family tree, which usually means there's some sort of uh, chain that's passed down from generation to generation. So something that happened when they were younger bubbled up with that, and that's what they needed to step away and needed to work on themselves, and that's why they had a change of mind about acting on their emotions, because all the stuff that they had in this trap door when they began to move with you and kind of interact, bloop, they opened it up, and brrr, all these monsters came out, and then they had to go battle their monsters. And so they shut down and went into their mind and went into dealing with that. So they were not intentionally trying to play with your emotions. They just were going through a lot of emotional stuff themselves that popped up from the past. So that's what they have for you, Anjali. So uh, nothing you need to do with that. Uh, yeah. So many blessings. All right. So Brenda, you are up. And then Sana Samreen, you are up after that. So Brenda, what does your husband have to say about your soul purpose in this lifetime? Let's take a look here. Okay. We are going back to the angel guide deck here. It's all psst, psst. So let's take a look here. All right. So what do you have for Verinda? What are you saying her soul mission is? Your mission is blessings and abundance. You're like, I'll take that one. Let's see what comes through here. So it says a light of blessings and abundance is being wrapped around you now, and your angels want you to know that they are supporting you. They're encouraging you to trust in your intuition and any other guidance you're receiving at this time, as it will lead you toward tremendous growth and fulfillment. So basically, you're on the right path. Many blessings are being showered upon your present situation. If you have not yet experienced them, know that they will be revealed and shared in the perfect time space sequence. Patience, right? All the doors to abundance are now being opened to you. And angel wisdom is encouraging you to begin counting your blessings. Then you will be open to receiving even more of them. So, kind of been talking about focus on what you're grateful for and what you do want in your life, and that will expand. Abundance is the spiritual reward for trusting and sharing our gifts and talents. When we align our choices and actions with the highest good, we will be blessed with opportunities. At this time, you're in a place of deep spiritual connection and strength, and are being given the opportunity to feel spiritually rich. Even if you're feeling sensitive or overwhelmed, the veil between this realm and the heaven is thin, and you have light and support all around you. If you have any concerns about finances or assets, know that the hand of God is guiding your situation to a blessed outcome. Trust in your talents and the angels who are supporting you. So you have talents, you have gifts, and they're saying to share those with the world and trust your intuition. So trust your gut. And it is to share that. What you is your heart's desire with the world, and so that's what your soul purpose is. It's to share your beautiful gifts with the world. But I love all those other messages. Those are so perfect for you right now. All right, so that's what they have for you, Verinda. Many blessings. All right, Sana Sareem, you are up. You are welcome, Queen Angie. And then Muniba Shamim, you will be up after that. All right. So, Sana Samrin, you want to know about your future spouse, your married life. All right, let's take a look here, see what they say. Well, got the lover's card, so you will get married. That's good. Excuse me. I like it. And you do have the 10 of Wands that's coming here with um two different things come in with this for you. One is that the 10 of Wands represents a lot of energy that's been being invested in spousalness and married things, right? Which I understand. In some cultures, that's such a huge piece of it all, right? but they're like it's time for the burden to be put down and for a reboot and a restart and where you're focusing your energy, because it's like then it flips and then it's all this instead of it looking like a burden that you have all this energy that you're investing. Excuse me, it's the that you have this harvest that will come. And I feel like it's this they're saying to let go. When you let go of a lot of this energy and energy and energy and energy invested toward this, it's like there's so much that's being asked for this energy that's when the new opportunity comes in here for the married life. So this coming in here, I feel, is like the precursor. They're like saying, try to balance the energy. It almost feels like it's almost to the point of exhaustion on everything that you're looking into that. And then if when you do that, that's when the lovers card kicks in, and then we talk about um, your the actual spouse and married life. I love that you have the star card coming in because this is the wish fulfillment card, and it's great. It's like, so many of the wishes, the little wishes you have about love, your true wishes of your what your heart's desire is, it comes true. It's that type of information. It is the Aquarian card too, in case that is important. Um, the High Priestess is here too, and with the spouse and the married life, when I see the high priestess, I feel like it is important that it's that you will be able to, not really able, but you'll be required to take a step back, and you'll have time by yourself. I almost feel like they're going to be someone who travels uh, for business, someone who travels in their line of work and stuff. And so you do have this time where you go into your temple and connect and all that. And so you have this time for yourself too, where you have this independence within the marriage as far as um, you're like you're not always right by each other's sides. There's some nice distance, and you know how absence makes the heart grow fonder. I feel like it's a beneficial thing, and you really have this beautiful relationship with your intuition and your gut because you're able to spend this time developing yourself while they're away on their trips here and there. I don't feel it's like you're alone in all the time and like I wish I could see them. They're gone for 6 months. I mean, like a week, and they go and then they come back, and then it's like again, absence makes the heart grow fonder. You're growing yourself, they're building the business, and you get to see them. And then sometimes, of course, you get to go with them, of course, but you have the 6 of Swords, which is the moving of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets too. And what I like about this is that you're throughout your marriage, it's a wonderful um, balanced type of situation where they help you with changing some of your mindsets and thoughts and beliefs about life, and he as well. And so there's this wonderful moving from a rocky type of if you have a lot of expectations and fear, which what creates rocky waters, it you're moving to smoother waters, and you guys smooth out the beliefs. And I kind of feel like um, during the process of marriage and everything else, there's all the family has all these rules and da, 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 blah 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 blah. But then when you get married, he's like, don't worry about all that, blah blah. I'll take care of that with them. That was just we have to do that, but we're not going to do that. It's like he's really understanding and helps things unfold like that as well. Anything else on this? Yep, 3 of Pentacles. So they are a very independent person, which makes sense what I was just talking about. They like to be their authentic selves. They don't listen to a lot of people's blah, 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 blah. They decide what they're going to do. And and they stand up for that, and that's what they've always done, and so they're in this place of feeling really secure in who they are, which is good. That's why they're like, "Oh, don't worry about all that stuff. We're not gonna do that." And you get to stand behind him while he tells everyone, "Blah, blah, blah." So, uh, that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you, Sana Semreen. All right, Muniba Shamin, you are up next, and then Pooja Gupta, you will be up after that. Okay, so you want to know just about your life? Let me see. Did you put anything else? Nope. Okay, let's see what Spirit has to say. All right. So many Bishamin. What about your life? What does Spirit want you to know? Okay, I like these. Anything else? Okay. All right. Well, you have the Queen of Cups that comes up here, which is a wonderful card for you. You're really going through this raising up this development of your intuition and your gut. And so one of the things that Spirit wants you to know is that as your intuition and your empathic abilities grow where you're feeling people's emotions, don't forget to, kind of put a little gelatin shield around you where you don't take on everyone else's emotions, because you don't have to take them on as your own, because that's just a small piece of your gift that's developing. You are able to push out unconditional love out to the world. You're able to push out love. And when you're doing that, anyone else's emotions that are trying to come in the pipeline, nothing can come in. You're shooting out all that unconditional love. So whenever you feel like you're starting to take on people's emotions, take a deep breath and let that love flow into you and out. And then that will keep them from coming and sticking on you. And you'll be able to have this beautiful little bubble of love around you where you'll still be able to be aware that people are angry or sad or, you know, whatever other fearful type of emotions, but your love keeps it from coming into your energy field, and your love you're sending out will help it make it an easier choice for them to choose love instead of fear as well. So you're really coming into your power there, and I feel like you've been recognizing that recently, because you do have the moon card here. And you might find that it's around full moons and new moons and um, especially water moons when it goes through, because like every week the moon goes between 3 and 4 different signs. So you might notice it. Um, I'm starting to put on my weekly energy updates what the moon is going through, because the moon impacts us all so much, and it's a very powerful energy because we're made up of so much water, and moon impacts tides, so it impacts us and our emotions. So I feel like this is something to pay attention to. So if you don't follow my weekly energy updates, you might, or if you follow your own moon cycles on your own, it can be a nice thing to do, and even keep a moon journal about what the moon's going through and what you felt as going through each one, because of course with all of your astrological influences that can impact everyone differently, but I like that for you. So definitely you're connecting to the moon and your emotions and these gifts, so I really like that. um, because you have the 9 of Pentacles, and the 9 is the hermit's journey, and so you're kind of on this inner journey looking at your worth and feeling this wholeness that you're developing from within about your worthiness and fulfillment, because you also have the 4 of Pentacles. And the 4 of Pentacles is this like journey, because um, the 4 of Pentacles learns that when it's about balancing their worth, and they realize that their worth felt unstable when they were looking outside of it to define themselves. Relationships, situations, and things are all unstable, but that's what we're told to define ourselves by, right? Like, self-worth comes from within here. That's retail price, which retail, as you know, constantly changing prices, right? Depending on the season and the person and location. If you're a big parka coat in northern Alaska or the Antarctic during winter, marked up in price. If you're that same coat on a tropical island on the equator during the summer, you're on the clearance rack or you're being given away to Goodwill or donated, right? So we realize through that Four of Pentacles that relationships are unstable because people change or pass away, and situations like jobs, education never stay the same. And things like our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions break down, deteriorate, are stolen, blow up, or burn down, right? And so we realize that when we're putting all of our worth on those things, we feel unstable. So, with this moon and this Queen of Cups, you're learning to turn inward and upward for your definition into a love you find on the inside, which is eternal, right? Which is unconditional, no condition. So, no conditions to lose it, and eternal, it never ends. That is the definition of stable. And so, you're finding that within you. Um, Within this four and this nine of pentacles here. So I really like that for you. And then with through this process, you also have the page of swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And the page of swords is allowing you to cut away these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets that no longer serve you. So you have this freedom of mind that is coming in, and it is setting you free in a lot of ways. So that is what they wanted you to know about your life, Muniba Shamin. So many blessings to you. All right. Pooja Gupta, you are up next. All right. And you want to know what the 1111 portal is bringing to you? Well, that is a great question. I do want to make sure everyone else knew as well. It's an opportunity to advertise. I'm just kidding. I put out 1111 portal readings for each individual zodiac sign, and that energy is going to be impacting us till the next portal that starts like toward the beginning of December for the 1212 portal. And so here's the playlist for that if you guys want to check that out. It is by zodiac sign. All right. And so, in addition to that, I would definitely go check that out, Pooja Gupta, and let's see if they have anything to add specifically around your 1111 portal as well. Okay. Okay. So you do have the Sun card and the Six of Cups. Now, Six of Cups is nostalgia, memories, kind of childhood, even child self, our inner child, looking back at some memories, right? And the Sun card, which is a very vibrant and wonderful card, is a Leo card, is also about the inner child. So you have two cards out of four about your inner child. And so I feel like the portal is having you go back to look at these thoughts and these beliefs, these things that were developed, these emotional um, beliefs that were created when you were younger, because that's what the 1111 portal is a lot about, is the justice card. It is about balancing the capital T truths that are rooted in unconditional love with the small t truths that we learned when we were younger, and that were all these opinions that were poured into us, right? And so that's what's coming in, the importance of that. And then you also have two number fours. You have the Emperor, which is about stability and trying to find this stability in your world, and the Four of Cups, which is about finding emotional stability as well. So this portal is a time of looking into those things, because that's where the stability is going to come in, especially in looking at those emotional challenges that all of us experience, but we get them all when we're like 7 years old and younger is when our emotional side of us is developed. And there's are some of those things that bump forward. I feel like they will give you more direct information on that on your 1111 portal reading. But look at your sun, but also look at your moon sign if you know it, because that's your emotions, that's the cups. And so check out your moon sign for the 1111 portal readings, because I feel like there is information there for you. So that's what they have for you, Pooja Gupta. All right. All right, Jalen. All right, Jalen, I'm glad that you liked that. You're so funny. All right. Let me just take a look here, but oh my goodness. So I've actually been on almost 3 hours, and I know this is the time where I start to feel bad. Um, but I do need to go to rest. I have to try to balance. I promised myself I was going to keep these to 2 hours, but I always go 2.5 hours. I'm been stretching to almost three. And but I do need to rest. And but if you need an answer tonight, please know I do have several different recorded readings, the weekly energy updates, the monthly readings, pick a card readings, the 1111 portal readings, and some others. So if you need an answer right now, since I'm not going to be able to do it right now for you, please follow your heart. Go to the playlist. If you go to my main page, they're there. I have some playlists listed in the description box of this video as well. So if you go check those out, then I promise you, Spirit will guide you to the message that you need right now. I will be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, every night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 11 a.m. Mountain. I also offer personal readings. If you are having trouble getting an answer, you can check all that out too down in the description box of the video here. There's a little cost for those, but you get my dedicated time there too. And if you want to take your chance and enter the drawings, I put a link. Let me do those again really quick here too, because you can have a chance at winning the 1 hour, one of the 10 1 hour personal recorded readings. And I just put that video out, so you can check that out to see how you can enter that. And then also, I have a weekly giveaway until the end of the year, where if you go to one of the weekly energy updates that come out on Saturday, so this one just came out yesterday, that'll say 1113 on it in the title. If you go and watch the one of the videos and put a comment, putting the comment will enter you into the weekly drawing for that week's 30-minute personal recorded video. And if you watch more than one of the videos, because there's 12 for one for each zodiac sign, if you watch more than one and comment on more than one, then each one of those that you put a comment on is also an entry into the drawing. So some opportunities for some free readings out for the personal readings here every night, all those recorded readings. So a lot of opportunity to hear from spirit. So I love, love, love it, doing it so much. And I wish I could stay on for hours and hours and hours and hours more. But my body is saying, you need to rest. So I am going to wish you all my love. And please know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I do love you too. So until we speak again, you guys hang in there, take care of yourselves, and um, have a great day or a great night wherever you're at in the world. So until we see each other again, you guys take care. Good night.